Hey there, it's Coach Mike Ryan from the Fastball USA Training Center. You can check us out at fastballusa.com. First, we want to show you something that we see often is not correct with our first-time students who come in, and it is an issue because compared to the elite throwers in the world, the elite athletes, the elite throwers, the elite pitchers really do this right, where we get a lot of our students who are coming in, say youth, high school, and even college students that don't get this right. So pay attention. This is what I talk about, basically getting things in sync or synchronizing, and it starts with the hips. So what I want you to point your attention to is when the hips start to turn, for example, for Syndergaard up top, when his hips start to turn, then his front foot lands, and then his arm comes up. It's in that order. So the hips turning, then the front foot hits ground, and then the arm comes up. It's synchronized, where they're almost all three happening at the same time with the hips leading the way. The hip turn is what puts the foot down, and the hip turn is what initiates the hand or the arm coming up. Now, just to see a comparison, if you watch Chapman at the bottom, you'll notice that as the position he's in right now, and now when his hips start to turn, then his front foot hits the ground, and you can see his arm coming up. So hips turn, foot lands, arm up. This is being in sync. This is good synchronization. So I will add to you, the hips turning is what puts the foot down, and the arm coming up or the hand coming up is simply putting the arm in a good position to throw the baseball. So we'll see some guys when their front foot lands and the hips have turned, maybe they've done that right, where their arm isn't all the way up yet. Or we'll see some guys will get their arm up way before the hips start to turn, and they're also out of sequence. So there's multiple ways to be out of sequence, but this is what we're shooting for. Hips turn, foot lands, arm up, in sync at the same time. So when we get a first-time video analysis player, whether it's a high school guy, a college guy, or even a youth player, this is one of the most common things that is not correct. I would say it's a good, strong 80% that will come in for the first time and will not be in sync in these movements. And this is a consistency of movements that we see from pitchers as they throw. Now, don't be wrong. Some will be out of sync and they'll still find a way to throw hard. But then we're looking at what about the recovery aspect of throwing hard? Well, what about the stress that's going through the system? And one of our goals is to take away the stress off the arm. In other words, keep the arm healthy, because when the arm is healthy, that's what's going to open up opportunities to perform better. For example, to have your best fastball, have your best command, or have your best breaking ball. So the lesson here is making sure that the hips are not turning after the foot lands, but the hips turning is what puts the foot down, and the arm coming up is a reaction of the hips turning. That's synchronization, that's getting in sync, and how we would approach that with a player who is out of sync would depend on how they're out of sync, and then we'll provide them with the tools and the drills and the exercises to experiment to find what gets them best in sync. If you have any questions on this, certainly let me know. Shoot me an email, fastballusa@hotmail.com. You could also register for an evaluation both remotely or in person. Just go to our website and click on training and then evaluation. Again, this is Mike Ryan, fastballusa.com, and we'll see you soon.